And today we're reacting to man loses 500k savings to two women in their 20s. Y'all been rocking with the catfish, scam fish videos, you know what I'm saying? Y'all been liking those, so we're gonna keep doing them. I'm keep bringing them to y'all as long as y'all keep showing love on them, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get to it. Make sure you pull up the Twitch stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5, 6 p.m. Let go!
So much money wasted that could have been used in my retirement and quality of life.
What's up, seekers? Welcome back to another episode of Scamfish presented by socialcatfish.com. On today's episode, we speak to a man named Brian who's been communicating with multiple women online.
She was...
Brian. Man.
5'6", 25 years old, beautiful brunette. Gorgeous smile, and
This doesn't even look like a real photo, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? If this is an AI generated photo, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Older people getting caught up by this AI thing. I saw an account on TikTok where it's a bunch of AI country white men. You know what I'm saying? They're walking with horses with their shirt off, chiseled. You know what I'm saying? Somebody AI generated that. But if you go in the comments, you see a lot of old white women in there like, what's cooking, good looking, and all types of other stuff. Really thinking these are real people.
probably the prettiest blue eyes I had ever seen. I'm pretty intelligent. People tell me I'm very funny and sarcastic. She told me that I was handsome, and she asked me a question about my cats. I was missing people and having someone in my life, a partner.
He also got him some Asian
We
persuasion.
were supposedly in love. She was in love with me, and I went there with an engagement ring that I had bought.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Who's drawing this?
Brian started his online journey after the passing of his wife. The issue is every single woman he has come in contact with has asked him for money.
After his wife passed, he started trying to cook up 20, 26, and 5-year-olds.
He's
At 70 years old. How old is this man?
worried that both of the women that he has fallen for might not be who they claim to be after sending $100,000 to a woman named Anastasia just to talk to her through a dating site and hundreds of thousands of dollars to start a business with another
100 racks each, boy. Jesus! Bro, when these scammers got found out, he probably still sending money to him. But when that money that well dried up, if it did, I know they were in pain. They just ran up 100 racks.
woman named Eileen. First, let's hear what Brian has to say about Anastasia. Let's jump into it, seekers. Real quick, guys, don't forget to from being
I'm pretty intelligent. People tell me I'm very funny and sarcastic. I enjoy riding motorcycles. I have 7 of them.
Oh, so he just having living a good life.
My wife never rode with me. I look forward to someone that would want to ride with me. And I am a voracious reader. Probably read 90 to 110 books a year. I have a bachelor degree in psychology and human resources. There are probably
What a photo.
10 or 12 different drugs that I see commercials for on the market now that I had a hand in as a researcher.
in 2020, Brian's wife of
So just official. He's just official. That's all that sound like to me.
30 years was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. With his medical background, he was able to read his wife's charts to find out how long she had left to live.
Wow.
My medical background and that I could read charts, and my knowledge was a lot better and deeper and broader than hers. She believed what her physician told her. She talked with me about it afterwards, and she wanted to know what I thought, and I said, I think you have 28 to maybe 33 months. And she actually died in 30 months. But I will say for anyone that ever had cancer.
Telling having to tell your wife that's painful. You got to be transparent. You can't lie.
She never thought about it. She didn't let it get her down. She just went on about her daily life as she always did.
Yeah. Thank you for this long photo.
After my wife's passing, I was missing people and having someone in my life, a partner. I looked at different dating sites.
eHarmony, huh? I haven't heard an ad for that in a long time.
Dating site for Slavic women. I met somebody there. Her name is Anastasia. She was 5'6", 25 years old, beautiful brunette, had a gorgeous smile, and probably the prettiest blue eyes I had ever seen. I reached out to her. It wasn't a normal pickup line. It was actually what I was feeling at the time. I said, I think you have the most amazing blue eyes that I've ever seen. That's what I was feeling. That's what I felt. That's what I said. Her message back to me, she had looked at my profile. She told me that I was handsome. Also, if I rode and I liked motorcycles. On the Ukrainian sites, a lot of women are gorgeous and attractive. Everyone on that side I was on.
This message sparked everything between Brian and Anastasia. After a few months of chatting, Brian had planned a trip to the Ukraine to marry her.
Oh my gosh. Brian. Damn.
We're supposedly in love. She was in love with me, and I went there with an engagement ring that I had bought. We went with a lab.
How much he put? He went lab 3,200.
I flew 8,200 kilometers in late January, February of 2021. I remained in Kiev and the Ukraine for 38 days.
He waited 38 days with a wedding ring for sure. Took a flight ready to marry some. I'm ready to marry some. Ain't enough talking to let's get it popping. That's serious.
With this woman, I know.
What's more sick, y'all? The person that dates them for their money over the phone, texting and messaging, or the person that dates them in real life, spends the time with them, but ultimately is just waiting for them to die so they can get the money and get it inherited and stuff like that, so they can live their life. Which one is worse?
I never met her in the 38 days I was there. She wanted to chat with me on the site while I was there, but to actually come to my hotel or meet me at a restaurant or anything, I returned to the U.S.
Brian flew back to the U.S. from the Ukraine. Anastasia had so many excuses on why she could not meet him at the hotel. She told him
how much money he sent by this point,
worked for a company and they didn't allow her to meet up with clients. After arriving home, Brian was contacted by a man who claimed he could help him meet her.
Actually, I was contacted through Facebook from somebody that was a talent scout and photographer, and he said he felt sorry for me, that we had never met or anything. For the real low price of $1,400, he sold me her actual real first name, last name, her phone number, her other information about her.
What? For the real low price of $14, so that just shows this nigga's getting money. For the real low price of $1,400, you was able to get her real name and info. What type of jobs do these people be thinking they have, where their boss just be, you can't meet up with people? What?
Her Facebook and other things. I spent over $40,000.
You have a deal.
Acquire a visa for her.
Wow. Yo, he spent 42. He sent 42,000 to a random on Facebook. Oh my gosh.
Then this attorney acting as a mediary His fee was over $7,000. Then he charged me for having to pay the mule.
Constantine seemed to always have another hurdle for Brian to jump through, and it always required money.
Because on this Rondevo site, you don't get their phone numbers, you never get their last names, and they have filters on the site that if you try to exchange information, contact information, or emails or anything like that, the filters block it out.
Wait, so how do you plan? So this is a site for, like, a scammer made this site. Because how does that work? You're just only supposed to be, how is that supposed to work?
Up until this point, Brian had sent Constantine and Anastasia's company over $100,000 just in fees to take their relationship off of the website. When Brian refused to pay the rest of the fees, things spiraled out of control.
They were trying to extort me. They were trying to blackmail me.
I'm going to the FBI. You have scammed me.
The only time they stopped harassing me was when I said I had gone and spent a couple hours with the FBI. I had their photos. I had their phone numbers. You know, you're a fat old man. Your cats probably stink and smell like shit. And
That's not funny. That's not funny. It's the fact that, yo, bro, you just took 100-something thousand from this man, right? And you're upset because he's not trying to pay no more money. Instead of just saying, okay, it was a good run, bro, we got our money, you got greedy. You probably kept spending the money anyway, so you thought this was a forever thing. You thought he was just gonna be green forever. Now you want to insult the man and tell him he's fat and his cat smell like shit. Y'all ain't got no soul. No soul within that body. Bro, leave that old man alone, bro. He already gave y'all 100,000. Move on. Now we over here spazzing on him.
that kind of stuff.
Our team started to research this woman and the website he met her on. Make sure you stick around until the end. We will help Brian figure out who is behind the profile he met on Rondevo.
We then looked into Anastasia. After running her images through the reverse image search on our website, we actually found that she's a print model.
And help him with another woman he met through Facebook dating.
You're talking to another woman online.
We'll stop Brian from almost making another huge mistake as he falls into another scam.
Yeah, because I had orders to fill, then my next amount was like $23,500 to fill and process the orders on Black Friday.
Brian, we need your payments for a Black Friday. He just giving out free money. Give me Brian's number. Yo, Brian, I'm just going to text Brian. Yo, Brian, you forgot to pay for those groceries, bro, that you bought the other day. Your card didn't go through. We're going to need you to go ahead and just pay the fees, though. It's going to be $2,000 today since you forgot. You know what I'm saying? There's fees and stuff. I'm just going to, the Apple Pay just going to drop right there. My apologies. Yes, sir. Here's $2,000. Just random Black Friday. We need your payment for Black Friday ASAP. Just text him. Brian, I need $100,000. Who is this? Send the money. And it's there.
Weekend, I was excited. I thought I was making a lot of easy money.
After a few days of researching everything, we sat down with Brian for the first time.
Hey Brian, thanks for hopping on the call with us today. When you would talk to Anastasia, the site charged you, right?
To talk to them on that site, you have to buy credits, and then basically every message that you sent was a 2-credit deduction, or about 50 cents in cost.
Brian spent well over $100,000 buying the tokens through Rondevo to continue to chat with Anastasia. Rondevo has a credit system. To message people, you need these tokens in order to communicate. When you sign up for this website, you go through a personality test. This supposedly helps Rondevo match you with people you're interested in. But they ask,
why do I have to pay for pay per message sent. That don't even make sense.
Pretty odd questions, like if I was into women with brains or beauty. After you're done creating your profile, they start you off with 20 free credits. My inbox was flooded with women within the first 5 minutes of being on the site. They were interested in me, but I hadn't even uploaded a photo of myself. I was able to figure out for every minute I was on the site, I was charged 2 tokens, 5 tokens to send an emoji, 10 tokens to attach a picture of myself, and 2 tokens for
whoever's running this site. Again, there's a special place in hell, bro. This doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even add up. There's no algorithm or no type of bot detection on here. You do whatever you want to do, bro. Just make sure you buying them credits.
Sliding into a different woman's DMs. This is how Brian was able to spend $100,000 through this site. They charged you for virtually everything you did. It's pretty gross. I was only on the site for 2 minutes and I had already spent $15. And then I was greeted by this screen.
Low on credits. Check them prices. You need credit.
To buy more tokens.
Well, we did look into the website and we were able to find tons of reviews. Most of the reviews were negative, and the majority of the women on the site are actually print models. Usually their images are stolen. We saw tons of reviews about the credits you purchase on the website. Most of the reviews were people complaining about buying the credits and later finding out that they were chatting with fake women.
As we delve deeper into Rondevo's reviews, we observed that a significant number of users expressed concerns regarding the site's currency system. Many individuals reported having problems with the site's coins, including difficulties acquiring and spending them.
Doc was pissed. Absolute fraud.
In addition to these concerns, some users also reported receiving excessive amounts of email spams from the platform. Several individuals noted that despite requesting the deletion of their accounts, they continued to receive notifications and messages from Rondevo. Despite all of these complaints, it was apparent that the most common issue plaguing Rondevo's users was the high cost of the site's tokens. Overall, it seems that while Rondevo may offer some appealing features for those looking to find a beautiful woman to talk to over the internet, most of the users don't actually feel that the person they are chatting with is who they claim to be.
We then looked into Anastasia. After running her images through the reverse image search on our website, we actually found that she's a print model. She's not the person behind this profile, and her images and name were stolen to dupe you out of money.
So they used her pictures, fake profile, communicating with nobody.
Yes.
No, you're communicating with somebody. It's just not a woman.
And
It's an African man somewhere. That's why they started flaming your ass whenever they found out you weren't gonna send no more money. That's why they started cooking you.
Sucks. So much money wasted that could have been used in my retirement and quality of life.
The realization that this person was not behind this profile hit Brian hard. A few days later, Brian received this video from the real Anastasia.
Hello, Brian. I don't know who is writing to you in Telegram. From my name, it's not me. So I'm recommended you to not write to that person.
Shout out Anastasia for hey man, sorry, but that's not me, gang. Shout out Anastasia.
The fact that this woman says that she wasn't behind this profile contradicts Rondevo's verification policy. If Anastasia wasn't behind the profile, who was? Let us know what you guys think down in the comment section. After going through all of Anastasia's information with Brian, he wanted us to look into another woman named Eileen he was also in contact with.
You're talking to another woman online. What's her name?
Her name was Eileen, supposedly. Said she owned a hairstyle salon or something, and that she was based in New York.
Do you think Eileen's real?
I think she's hired by whoever it is behind it, some sort of patsy. I did talk to Eileen actually in video calls and chats, and if it wasn't her, it was somebody that looked a great deal like her.
This is a different angle. I haven't seen this one.
What are most of your conversations like when you talk to her?
Short conversations, connections were bad, so we went.
He messed around. He started talking to Eileen. He's like, "How's your day?" It's just a pre-recorded video. How's your day? And she says something like, "I just ate breakfast. What'd you eat?" "I'm going to the store." It's just pre-recorded junk.
Back to the texting on the apps. She said she had studied fashion design. She did show me and had some sketching and drawing ability. That part of her background and training might be true, or she at least has some talent in it.
Brian met Eileen through Facebook dating. She claimed to be an entrepreneur living in Malaysia. They had started chatting in November of last year. Brian explained to us that he was deeply in love with Eileen. He even had photos of her.
Whoa. Jesus! Brian. Whoa.
Put up around his house. And like Anastasia, he also planned to marry Eileen. The two chatted all day, and Eileen would even send Brian photos that
drawings of them two together
she had drawn for him.
So when exactly did the money start to get involved?
Now this person is putting in work. I'm drawing us.
With Eileen, she wanted to know if I was familiar with anything about e-commerce, which I wasn't. She showed me her store and she wanted to have something to have in common with one another. She wanted me to talk to Caroline, who was her mentor and a good friend of hers, supposedly. And it was Caroline that helped me set up my store and did a lot of one-on-one training via screenshots to set it up and then put some products into the store.
Brian and Eileen chatted about her business a lot within the first couple of weeks. She was looking for a man who was as financially stable as she was. Eileen told Brian how easy she was able to make money through her e-commerce store. This is when she introduced Brian to her business advisor, Caroline. She would help him set up the store, but she charged a setup fee of $2,200.
Did Caroline ask you for more money after you sent her the $2,200?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I had orders to fill. Then my next amount was like $23,500 to fill and process the orders on Black Friday weekend. I was excited. I thought I was making a lot of easy money.
Within the first 30 days, Brian saw his investment grow to over $300,000.
Ooh, Brian! Yeah.
But every time
you didn't have no access to the account, Brian?
someone would purchase something through his store, he needed to pay the fees to get enough inventory. Every morning, he would sign into his e-commerce account and see a $5,000 profit.
I only had maybe $2,200, I think I put into it. But then the amounts grew increasing as my sales grew increasing.
Yo, and this is such an elaborate scam, bro. First, I make you fall in love with Shorty. Then I put in the work. I draw. I send you pictures and this, that, and the third. Sweet talk you. I get you to put pictures of me up in your crib. And then I do a business proposition where I get you connected with my mentor who's going to help run your store. This is, bro, scammers are the most psychopathic, sociopaths, charming, bro. They you gotta be a master evil person, bro.
Supposedly had two highly prized customers that placed really big orders and had talked about placing future orders for like 550,000 worth of iPhones at a time, in which with the sale of that being made, my clearance was like 82 or 83,000 profit.
What was the last investment you made?
The last investment was for $23,500. That was to withdraw the $465,000.
So altogether, Brian,
you needed to give $20,000 to ultimately withdraw $400,000. So you sent $23,000.
and how much have you sent and invested into this business?
At that point, I had invested right around $250,000.
greenest nigga on the internet.
And where did all this money come from?
Sadly, from my retirement.
Just give us some time. We'll look into things, and then we'll get back to you within a couple of days.
Okay, that's fine.
Our team had even more to look into.
Just to save this man's life, y'all, I think y'all might need to go ahead and just tell him that this was real. Just lie to him. Because when that heat comes down that he did what?
We all sat down to research this mysterious woman in these photos.
We talked to Brian about his relationship with Anastasia. We were able to even get a video
Don't tell him the
from
truth.
Anastasia stating that she had nothing to do with the fake profile. He's actually talking to another woman named Eileen.
Eileen gained his trust. She actually introduced him to a woman named Caroline, who is helping him set up an e-commerce store.
Yeah, so I think it'd be best to look at the AliExpress buyer information, the AliExpress seller.
So we can check who is and see when it was created, and then check source code just to see, like, make sure all the buttons are working, make sure terms of, like, just basic stuff that any professional website should be there. And
terms of service, all that information.
Yeah. And then we can check registered company. So if it really is registered AliExpress, we should be able to contact them and verify.
Right.
After a day of looking into the site and the photos of Eileen, we felt we had enough information to sit down with Brian and go over everything we found. Are you communicating with someone online?
No, I'm not.
We have another. You can go around the corner. We appreciate you so.
Is this AliExpress account that you had?
Yes.
We ran a Who is history on the site. We were able to find out that it was created actually just last year in September.
So when you register a website, you have to put identifying information. You can make it anonymous, which is what happened in this instance. They made it anonymous, but you can see the registration dates. And so we were able to find out that the domain was first registered in September. They cloned a version of AliExpress, which is a real website, by the way. It's a little bit different domain name.
AliExpress with 2 S's. No, sorry. AliExpress, I'm sorry. And put AliExpressSell.com instead of dang. Oh my gosh. Something similar happened to me. I've told y'all this a million times, but I'll just say it again. I was on the deep web one time, and I was moving some Bitcoin around, and it's in a Bitcoin mixer, and the scammers went and made the URL like one letter off of the original Bitcoin mixer URL. So when you put the money in and they're supposed to mix it up, take a little bit of percentage and then send it to you, I was like, damn, I ain't never getting my coin. But what you're supposed to do as a smart person is only send a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure that this worked. I didn't get all my coin. I was like, they got me. I wasn't even mad. Like, that wasn't even I couldn't be mad. It was just too smooth, bro.
It looks like the real domain, but there's a few things that, like, aren't working on the site. They actually coded the website to look like the real AliExpress. There were some things like dead buttons that weren't working. And
it's that deep, bro. They coded the website. It's that deep.
Contact info was missing. But on the back end, when you log in, you could only get it on your mobile phone, which, like, if you're managing your business account, usually you can access it on both devices. They set the system up to where they could communicate with you, and it looked like it was multiple people, but it was most likely the same person over and over, just communicating to you to get you to make those transfers.
Oh.
So let's talk.
It's not funny. But it is. Like, what else is there to say?
Talk about this girl you've been talking to.
Which one?
Eileen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We found her.
Yay!
Yeah.
Whoa, hold on, bro. You're getting too excited. This isn't good news.
But it's not, for sure, it's not the person you were talking to. So Eileen is a Chinese American, and she's an engineer. She's a developer. Basically, she's disappeared over the last 2.5 years. She spoke out about the Chinese government in 2012, 2013. We actually found thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures of hers being used in scams. And so I think what has happened with her is over the years, this has happened so much that she literally just disappeared. And so we are able to trace everything back up until 2021, and then she completely disappeared after that.
Okay.
One thing we did see a lot.
So those were just pre-recorded calls. Oh my gosh.
Is that her pictures were used in literally hundreds of crypto scams. And so there's, obviously it's working, because, you're here and we found lots of instances. So she's a very technical person. She's an engineer and that's also well off. And so, there's all these pictures of her, doing work or, with fancy cars or different things. And so it makes for a good cover story. And the thing is, there's so many pictures out there about her that, like, it's so easy for the scammers to grab them. And so I actually think that's why she disappeared, because we were able to find a bunch of stuff leading up to 2021, and then she completely disappeared.
Okay. What about the phone number that's still in use by whoever it was behind it?
Yeah, so the phone number is a VoIP phone number. It's a voice over IP number. It's essentially an internet number. And so what happens is when you call or text that number, it gets forwarded to their phone. So they could be anywhere in the world. They're just using an 838 area code.
Okay.
So the other thing we want to go through is the crypto. Basically what you had told us is that you had wire transferred money into your crypto account and then made the transfers that way for the products, correct?
Yes.
We were able to trace the crypto back and find out that crypto ended up on an exchange called OKX. You could actually take out a loan on your cryptocurrency. They made a transfer into OKX, and they actually took a loan on that. The money ended up in Binance, which is actually encouraging, because what you can do is you can file a police report, and you can try to get what's called a KYC request on that Binance account. And so we're going to hand you that information over, and then you can submit it and see if law enforcement will do that for you.
So I can get some of my chicken back?
Would it be better with any level of law enforcement, like the FBI or...
Do you have ties with the FBI or something? Because you be talking about you gonna call the FBI like you just let me call them. You must have ties.
So unfortunately, it just depends on how experienced your law enforcement is.
Do I need to get an attorney to do these things, or I just need to do the legwork myself?
It sounds intimidating. It's really not. And so we'll just coach you through it. We'll show you where to go. Sometimes we even coach law enforcement, through it too, depending on how experienced they are. Any of these U.S.-based exchanges, so Binance, they have they abide by U.S. laws. They have to abide by KYC laws. So, once law enforcement files a KYC request with Binance, they get back within 48 hours. They're really good about doing that.
In the past.
So what does that mean? Like, does that mean I don't care about people getting arrested? I guess kind of. Do I get my cheese back? Do I get some of my cheese back?
Done this with a net. Is there a good record of recovery or some things? Or
yeah, I mean, I'm just going to be candid with you. It's difficult and it takes a very long time. We have people that we're confident are going to get their money back, but it's been like 6 to 8 months already. It's just something that takes a long time. Also, the drawback is if they move money out of the account while law enforcement's looking at it and the money just disappears, it's going to be very difficult to get that money unless they can seize assets from this person. So I mean, it's really up to law enforcement on how fast they move and, what.
I ain't gonna lie, that just sounds like my money's gone to me. Jesus! That just sounds like my money's gone.
They're able to get access to. As far as like recovering money, I wouldn't hold your breath. I'm just being candid. But there are some encouraging things that have come up that essentially a path that you can take to try to recover some of this.
Once he said that, the call would have just ended. Thank y'all, bro. Doot, doot, doot. For real.
That's good to know.
But we're going to be here with you, like, through this whole journey. We really want to get law enforcement involved. We really want to help you. Anytime you have questions, anytime you need advice or help, we're going to be.
It's tough because they just gotta say, all right, man, well, hope you figure it out. We'll help you. That being said, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like the video, sub up, cop it up, benefit the channel. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Great for y'all, man. We gone. Entity led dog.